David Smith here with another Flip Classroom math video. A few tips before we get started. First, remember that you can slow down or speed up the playback if that helps you follow along. You can also pause the video at any point to perfect your notes, or if you want to try the problems before I explain them. Lastly, remember that you could turn on the captions and read my words going along the bottom of your screen. Okay, let's take a look at sales tax. This is another business mathematics thing that you're going to bump into in your life. So what sales tax is a percentage of the sales price that's paid by the buyer and given to the government. And so usually that's a state thing, so different states have different sales taxes, and then also individual cities can also add on a little bit to your sales tax. So in practice, you might have a 6.5% sales tax in your home city, and some of that is being collected for the state, and then a little bit of that is being collected for the city itself. Okay? And this is how governments keep themselves alive. This is how they get their money so they can build roads and do all the things that they do for us. Okay, so let's take a look at an example. A mountain bike is purchased for $1,750 and is subject to an 8% sales tax. How much is the total purchase? So our first thing is we need to figure out our multiplier. So our multiplier, I'm going to do this over here, is 100 plus 8. So that's going to be 108%, which is going to be 1.08. That's our multiplier. So we're going to take our purchase price, $1,750 times 1.08, and that's going to be 1750 times 1.08. We're going to get $1,890. So that's going to be the total price, which is including the purchase price plus 8% more for the government. Now, you might be asking one of these questions, how much tax was paid? There's two ways to do that. The simple way is to first do this equation, get your total sales price, then subtract the price of the bike, and that will give you your sales tax. I'm going to show you a different way. We know that the tax is 8%. So we know that that is 0.08 as a number. So we can multiply that by our purchase price. And that will give us the amount of the tax. So let's do that. 1750 times 0.08 gives me $140. So that's the tax that's paid on this purchase. Decent chunk of change. I can do a lot with 140 bucks, so I guess the government gets that. Now let's check that work. We should be able to subtract 1750 from 1890 and get that same price. So 1890 minus 1750, bingo, 140. Okay, let's do a little bit more of a complicated problem. Here we have a new living room furniture set, couch, love seat, all the different things that go with that living room set. It sells for $5,250, which includes a 6.5% sales tax. So this is the final bill after tax has been applied. It's not the list price that you would see walking around in the store. So of course, what we're interested in with this problem is what is the price before the tax? What is that price tag that you saw when you made this purchase? So the first thing we can do is we can write our equation. So we're going to write before tax price. So before tax times our multiplier. Now what's our multiplier here? It's 100 plus 6.5. So that's 106.5%, which is going to be 1.065. No percent. So that's our multiplier. So before tax times 1.065 is going to equal our total price out the door. So now, all we do is we rearrange our equation. We just have to divide through by 1.065. And that will give us our before tax price. Pull out my calculator. 5250 divided by 1.065 is going to give me 4929.58. 4929.58. 58. Now actually on my calculator it was 57 blah blah blah, but I rounded it to 58. So do round up your final penny. Okay, we're going to add on just one more topic to this video on sales tax, and it includes sales tax, but it also includes markup. So in reality, situations are a little bit more complex. So if you buy something to sell in your store, you're going to pay your price, you're going to mark it up by whatever your markup is to get the sales price, and then when someone buys it, you're going to add the sales tax to get the final price. So this problem is going to walk you through that. So a store pays $105 for a microwave oven, then marks it up by 42%. So that's going to give you the price it sells for in the store. When the microwave sells, a 4.25% sales tax is added. What's the final price? So we have two multipliers to figure out. First we have the markup multiplier. So I'm going to call that MU for markup multiplier. And that's going to be 100 plus 42, which is 142, which as a multiplier is going to be 1.42. Then we have our tax multiplier. That's going to be 100 plus, and we have 4.25. So that's going to be 104.25. So as a multiplier, this is going to be it's going to be 1.0425. We just moved the decimal 2 over. So now I have my two multipliers that I'm going to use in this problem. Now it comes to chaining them together. It's pretty straightforward. We just take our first price, that's the price that the store owner paid for the microwave, and then we multiply it by our first multiplier, 1.42. And so this quantity here is the price it sells for in the store. We're going to take that quantity and we're going to multiply it by the tax multiplier, which is 1.0425. And that's going to give us the price that the customer pays when they walk out the door. So let's pull out the handy dandy calculator. 105 times 1.42 times 1.0425, and we get 155.44. $155.44. So that is our final out the door price. Now that you've finished watching the video, take a moment to jot down any questions you have so you can bring them to our next class and get some help. You can also watch the video again to perfect your understanding. If you enjoyed it, please click the like button down below, and if you'd like to help me grow my YouTube channel, please click subscribe.